Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Roots and Voices India. Today we will discuss numeric data type in SQL. If you remember, in our last session, we have already discussed what is data type and why we are using data type. Today we will see what is numeric data type and what all functionalities we are having in the numeric data types. The numeric data types used for storing various kind of numbers. An example, integer types, decimal types, floating point types, and bit and boolean types. So in integer types, we have various data types. For an example, int or integer, small int, big int, and tiny int. Similarly, in decimal type, we have decimal and numeric. And on floating point type, we have float, real, and double precision. So if you see what is integer type, it is like we are using integer for the whole numbers, and typically it stores the data from minus 2.1 billion to 2.1 billion. Small int, a small integer typically from minus 32,768 to 32,767. For big int, so basically we are using big int when the int or integer is not sufficient. At that time we are using big int and it stores approximately 9 quintillion. Tiny int. So tiny int we are using for a very small range data, that is typically from 0 to 255, and in some cases it is minus 128 to 127. What is decimal type? For exact decimal values often used for monetary or financial data. For an example, decimal and numeric. So the decimal data type in SQL is an exact numeric data type used for storing numbers with a fixed precision and scale. It is a standard SQL feature and is essential for applications where accuracy is critical, such as financial, scientific calculation, because it avoids the rounding errors and it gives you the exact value. Then floating point type, for approximate numeric calculation, we are using float, real, and double precision. And boolean and bit, we are using it for true and false value. So today we will see how we are using these data types in our SQL. Now we'll see how to create a database. So I have already created a database called training. So for that we have to write the query, create database and database name. By this query, you can create a database for your use. Now we'll see like how to create a table. To create a table, we have to write the query, create table and table name. Okay. Then our parenthesis will start. Then it will be your column name. If you want to take 10 columns or 50 columns as per your requirement, you can take your column names over here. And you can assign data types to each and every column. So here I have taken, for column 1 I have taken integer, and for column 2 I have taken varchar, and for column 3 I have taken begin, and for column 4 I have taken integer. Just now we have discussed, or like if I will take integer, then it will store data till minus 2.1 billion to 2.1 billion. Similarly, for column 2 I have taken varchar. So going forward, I will discuss like what all character type data types are there. But here, just for understanding, I am saying this for column 2, I have taken varchar. So here we have to give the range of that varchar values. So I have taken 200. Okay. So for column 3, I have taken begin. So just now we discussed. So if the integer number will not support, then only we will take the begin. So and for column 4 I have taken integer. So like that I have created a table over here. So I have already created this table. So for that reason it is showing the table. So it is showing the error. So what we can do, if you want to recreate this table, simply what we can do, we can, so there should not be any value before you like inside the table. So if you want to delete or drop in table, so first take like what all data are there inside the table. because like sometime what might happen, like that table might be in use, okay, and if you will delete that table, it will impact your business. So always make sure before deleting or truncating any table, you are checking all those details in our database. Okay, so here I don't have any data inside this table. So what I can do, I'll just to show you what I can do here. I can drop this table, drop table, then table name. So if I will execute this query, so it will delete this table. What I can do now, I can execute the above query. Our design command completed successfully, and we'll see like whether like how the table came. Select star from the table name. If I'll execute this query, it will give us the table structure: column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. As of now, we are not having any data. Going forward, we'll see how to ingest the data into this particular table. So for that, what all keywords we are using, what all commands we are using. Okay. Okay. So going forward, we'll see like how to delete the table, how to truncate the table, how to drop the table. What is the difference between delete, truncate, and drop? And also we'll discuss like what all data types are like. Right now we have already discussed like what all numeric data types are there and how we are using those data types. Similarly, we have character data types, we have date and time data types, which we have already discussed. Only when we will take the data type, so here we have to mention like which data type you want to take. As per your requirement, you can take the data type over here. So when we are creating the table, also we need these data types going like in further in our advanced SQL. When you will try to change some data without changing any data in your database. Okay, for an example, you are comparing two tables and you want to make the changes to the data type to compare both the data. Thanks for watching the video. In our next session, we will discuss how we can ingest data into a table, how we can manipulate the data in a table. Also, we will see how to delete, how to truncate, and how to drop a table. And if when we'll use these keywords, how it will impact our data, how it will impact our table, and how it will impact our database. Thank you. That's it for today. We'll see you in next video.